Hey everybody, it's Big E again. I'm doing a shootout of a Seiko Sumo JDM and an Invicta Pro Diver limited edition. These watches are extremely similar. The Seiko's rocking a strap code Angus bracelet, so it's a little bit unfair there. But the Invicta is limited edition diamond pro diver, and this one has a Salida 200 SW200 movement, and it's sapphire front and back, so this is going to be a good one. For fit and finish, I gave the Seiko an 8. It has a nice case with the flanks on there. And everything is really nicely done on here. But on this limited edition Invicta, it's also nicely done. And I also gave it an 8 fit and finish. On the bezel, the Seiko bezel, it's okay. It's a little hard to turn. You can only turn it at the fore and aft position, 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. But on the Invicta, hear that? Super positive clicks. That's really nice. That's how a bezel should be. It's really grippy. The coin edge bezel, a la Rolex. The coin edge bezel on the Sumo's kind of hard to grip, and you don't get that positive click. They're both 120 click bezels, but the Invicta's bezel was better hands down on this particular model, probably because this is a very old Invicta, and it's not like the newer ones because this has the sapphire front and back. It also has the Cyclops, and it also is all Swiss made, and assembled in Swiss, and it even has a Swiss movement and sapphire, not flame fusion. It's really nice. So on the crystal, I'm gonna have to give it to the Invicta again because it's sapphire. The magnifier sapphire also. The Seiko has a Hardlex crystal, which is pretty good, but I gave it a 9 out of 9, but sapphire wins. Sapphire is the best. That's what everybody uses, so it's 10 out of 10. On the bracelet, I'm going to have to give the Angus a 10 out of 10. It's a strap code bracelet. Everybody knows about strap code. They're awesome. You could pull a tow truck with this bracelet. But Invicta also makes good bracelets. Solid links. It don't have solid end links. This one does have solid end links, but this isn't the right band on here. So I'm going to give both these bracelets a 10. Neither of them have divers extensions, but I'm going to give them both a 10 because the quality is excellent on an Invicta, and the strap code is obviously good too. On the case, I'm going to have to give the case to the Seiko. It's an in-house design. The Sumo is beautiful how it has the flanks that come up to protect it. It's a beautiful case. On the Invicta, they copied off a Rolex Submariner, so they put this Invicta name on here. So I'm gonna only give the Invicta a 7 on the case because they stole the design. So oh well. The Seiko's more original. The loom, let me charge them up. The loom on the Seiko is gonna win hands down. As you can see, Seiko kills it. I knew it was gonna be a killer anyway, so So the Seiko wins the loom more. That's I figured that anyway. Invicta's never had good loom. So I get an Invicta a 6 out of 10 loom. And I give the Seiko a 10 out of 10. The movement, Seiko's an in-house movement, but this movement isn't. It's really precise. It's running cost specifications, but this has been adjusted and it's definitely running costs. And this SW200, even though it's a clone of a ETA movement, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. It's a Swiss movement. And I give the movement in the Seiko an 8 because it's not the Seiko's big movement. It's just a 6 or a 15. So it's okay, but it's not as good as this movement. The Pedigree, I gotta give it to Seiko. Everybody knows Seiko. Seiko's respected. Invicta, it's only liked in maybe a third world country, Brazil, and they're mostly crappy watches unless you can find a good one that's all Swiss like this, an older one that's sapphire. So I'll give the Pedigree Invicta a 7 and the Seiko a 10 out of 10. The depth rating, they're both 200. They're both 200, so that's a tie. I give them both a 9 out of 9. All you need is 200 depth rating. And the function, I'll give them both 8. They don't have any extra special functions, just a 3-hand and a date. Same thing. Invicta's a little easier to see because it has a magnifier. And they both have really good dials that are very legible and easy to see. So I'm going to give them both a 9 on depth rating, and then on function I give them both an 8 because they're really nice. So total it up, the Invicta scored an 84. It lacked mostly in the Pedigree and in the case because they copied Rolex. And the Seiko has an 89 out of 100. So the Sumo just suplexed the Invicta, but they're both good watches. So got to give it to the Seiko Sumo. Even though this is a very good Invicta, I still got to give it to the Sumo. So leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. Talk to you later, bye.